don't, because then they couldn't go to the pool.
Hey, here's something
and
too.
that would be awful.
Here's something too that they mentioned that we're actually doing, which is they said if we cut back on our groceries bills, then we could probably maybe even afford an extra pass. We could afford more money. They're saying we could afford a pass to the pool, but we've been cutting back on our groceries really good.
We really have, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I only eat 2 pounds a day, which costs, you know how much that costs? At most.
That's
for
all,
my
everything.
food. And you know what? For me to do
Snacks.
2 pounds, at most is, because mine's $7.99 a pound.
What?
So at most, what is that?
15.
$16.
16.
$16 a day. And guess what? I do spring water. And it costs like $4 for like a 24 pack of spring water.
So you don't eat anything else but that?
That's it.
$16 a day.
Yes.
So
$16 a day.
saying that you spend a lot of money on food is actually not accurate.
Yeah, that's it. Do you guys you probably spend more at Starbucks than that, or like
Yeah.
one stop at fast food? That's all I eat for the whole day. So I don't think I could spend less than $16 a day. It'd be pretty tough.
And that's 2 pounds of ground beef.
2 pounds of organic ground beef. Yes, $7.99. Yes, that's the kind I like. It's if I go to the more expensive stores, it's $9.99. So then it'd be $20, but. And if I go to Walmart and get a 3-pack, used to be cheaper. It used to be $6.50 a pound. Now it's a little. Now it's about the same. But yeah. So $16 a day. I think you guys probably spend more than that at Starbucks almost or somewhere, or at your little cafe at your work. But anywho, so I was reading about Ozempic because I'm very intrigued by this. Because guess what? Me and Richard on the way home saw this sign that said, "We'll pay cash for diabetes medication." We're like, oh dear, this is getting bad. Like people are like putting up signs to get this Ozempic stuff. And I was reading about it and I'm like, this is gonna be bad. They are saying, I haven't finished reading because I was gonna educate myself today on it and then I got busy. So I just started to, so I'm still reading more about it. I love learning about things like that. But this is a really new drug and it's become like so popular. In 2022, it's like the most popular like prescribed drug or something like that. But anyways, it's only been around since like 2016. So like there are so many side effects that they're starting to get that like, you don't want to be doing a drug that's that new. I don't know if you guys know that. Like, you don't want to be the test dummies for a brand new drug. Like, have fun with that, you guys. For real, like, they're starting to find out, like, there's so many bad things about it. Like, and I'm like, and you can totally see the people that are on it. Like, you'll see, like, these actors that have always been kind of, like, heavier, and you're like, they must be honest with me, because they get this, like, their face gets really gaunt. Like, and they're saying that it's like, this is a big face. I don't know, they just look, and they look really unhealthy. What they look like is they look like they're on drugs. And they are. They're on a drug called Ozempic. And it's clearly not good for you. Like, no one looks good. Anyone I've heard that's on Ozempic doesn't look good. They're skinny, but they don't look good. They look unhealthy to me. They look sickly. Like, I think Ariana Grande is on it. She looks so sickly, or she's just doing way too many other drugs. Something, but that girl does not look healthy at all to me, and she's already bulimic, I know that. But usually, to be as skinny as she is, she's probably doing drugs and bulimia. Because often, if someone's just bulimic, they start to put on weight. Because even if you're being bulimic, if you eat every day, you'll start to put on weight because your body will hold on to whatever you eat, even if you're thinking you're throwing it up. It starts to, store everything as fat. Whereas when you stop eating, when you're doing some sort of appetite suppressant drug, then people can get really skinny. And that's when they can look really bad, or you're like, what's wrong with that person? They look like they're like 180 years old now. And I've been there. I've looked really awful before like that. And I was doing drugs when I looked like that, you know what I mean? So most of the time, so it's like, not always, but often, And so it's not good. I can just see, even by the way people look with this Ozempic thing, because you can just literally see they don't look healthy. People, I think, are like dying from this, or at least getting really bad complications. I don't know, I'm still reading about it. But this is like, I'm really worried for people because people are so quick to like jump on stuff if they hear that it'll make you lose weight. And they don't like evaluate it very much. Like they just go, oh, it's gonna make me lose weight. Oh, sign me up. I had this friend when I was in the Air Force. Her name was Laura, which is my mom's name. My mom's name is Laura, and she lived with me when my roommate Blake was out of town, and so she stayed with me for a while. It's after my mom died, and she was the most beautiful girl ever. Like when she was young too, just like so insanely gorgeous and like had all of the right things going on, And then when she got in the Air Force, she just kind of let herself go, and she gained like a lot of weight in the Air Force. What was becoming a problem? Like she was they put you on weight management programs. If you gain too much weight in the military, you can't be too overweight. And so she was on that and stuff. And so she was always saying, like, she was hanging out with me. She's always just like, I just want like a pill where I can just like instantly. I was going to the gym and stuff, and I'm like going to the gym, and he said, no. I just want a pill. I just like went instantly all the way to drop off. I don't want to do any work. I just want it in. So I was like, well, Laura, that's not going to happen. So like you actually have to do some effort to lose weight. You either have to eat healthy or work out or something like that. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, well, then you're going to get kicked out of the military then. Like, because they're saying like you have to lose weight because you can get kicked out. I don't know. They've changed the standards now a lot. They used to be stricter. When I first went in, I was too heavy. I was 150, when I was 155. It was the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and I'm 5'6", because I went to live with my dad, and I was depressed kind of. It was like just, I remember eating like a lot of Oreos and top ramen and cheese and barbecue sandwiches with my brother Justin, who passed away. It's before he passed away. But anyways, I was 155 pounds, and I went to the recruiter, and I had no idea. I hadn't been on a scale in a while, and I didn't think that was going to be an issue ever, because I never had been overweight. That was never an issue for me.
Were you embarrassed?
Oh my God, because it was the hottest recruiter. Like my stepmom was all like drooling over this guy, like, get out of here. And I just, Jason Payne was his name. Staff Sergeant Jason Payne, and he didn't even expect it either, because I didn't look like, so like I get on the scale, and then he was like, oh. Like, because he thought like it was no problem. He's like, oh yeah, we'll sign you up, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets me and he's like, oh. Unfortunately, like you're over the weight for the military. Like you have to lose 10 pounds. And I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. Like it was really, really embarrassing for me, because like this is really hot guy telling me I'm like too fat for the military. And I was like, okay. So I lost 10 pounds, and then but I barely lost the 10 pounds too, because I didn't have that much time. I was joining in about 2 months, I think, after that. And I lost the 10 pounds, and then in basic, you lose weight more because you're just working out the whole time. But, and then I never put the weight back on. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy, because I know they've changed the standards now, because I think people have gotten heavier overall. Like, so I think like otherwise they'd be kicking everyone out of the military. Because I don't think I was even that heavy in any way, you know what I mean? So I think they've changed the weight standards. But I know when I was in, I knew a lot of people, they kept putting them on the weight management programs. I'm sure they still have that on some level. But the thing is, as much as people want to say fat is beautiful and stuff, you can be beautiful and be fat, but fat is unhealthy, a certain level of fat. There's fat that's healthy, and then there's too much fat, which is unhealthy. And so everyone has their right amount, and you got to find that for yourself. But there are levels that fat is unhealthy, and lately we've been on this thing where like we fear saying any level of fat is unhealthy, which isn't true, and like obesity is unhealthy, it becomes strain on your body and stuff. And so everyone's jumping on this Ozempic, but then that's not the answer either, you know what I mean? Be very careful to go on a fad diet, in a sense, and a fad diet pill. I think one of the big side effects that I'm noticing is people are losing their hair. Have you seen all the people like seem to have no hair? And that's why I'm getting suspicious of some of these people. Like Ariana Grande has no hair left. Kelly Clarkson barely has any hair left. What's happening is it's not healthy. So anytime you're doing something unhealthy, the first things to go, your nails, your skin, and your hair, because those are only good when you're healthy. So as I get healthier, my hair is coming back. I was like my hair was getting so thin. I've always had terrible nails. I've always bit them, but they also were unhealthy for many years. I still struggle with biting my nails. So. But my skin has gotten better, but at times it's still like I'm still dealing with I was bad to my body for many, many years. So it doesn't just overnight become better. You know, like I'm finding I have like, I've been like exfoliating my face a lot lately, and I'm finding like all these layers of like this dead skin that, is that Annette? That would have just, I would have just left that forever had I still been unhealthy. Is that Annette? No, I thought I heard Annette. Because it's not a priority. You're just not worried about like, exfoliating your face when you're being unhealthy. Or even, just caring for your hygiene in any way, because your priority is your addiction. And so I'm feeling really sad for these people that have kind of jumped on this Ozempic thing, because I'm hearing like you can't really get off of it. And if you do, like you're gonna gain all the weight back and some, and also like you're gonna be even worse off than when you were on. I don't know. It's just, I'm reading about it, and it seems very complicated in the sense of what it's doing to your body, and that's not good. It's never a good idea to take something that's super strong if you don't have to. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't need to take a drug, like if it's not prescribed to you 100%, like you really should be taking this, or you're gonna die, then you probably shouldn't, because so many drugs, and I'm talking like prescription drugs primarily, even in this case, all of them have side effects, but most of them have more side effects if you're not supposed to be taking it the way you're taking it. So a lot of these people are jumping on this when they don't have the diabetes and stuff, and it's causing, a lot of side effects. And I really suggest do not jump onto that if any of you guys are considering, because I know it's tempting when you go, ooh, look at all these people losing weight, but I'm reading about it and it seems to be getting worse and worse, and people on it are kind of stuck. So don't go down that train, because seriously, it doesn't seem like it's ending well for people, and they don't look good. They're thin, but they don't look good. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people think that thin just looks good. It doesn't necessarily. Like, if you're unhealthy, thin doesn't look good. If you're healthy, then yes, being fit can look good. But rail thin and unhealthy and gaunt and like just looking like drug skinny, not good. So that's what's happening, is they're looking like people that are like whacked out on illegal drugs, but they're on this prescription drug, but they look the same as like they're looking like whacked out, their eyes are bulging and stuff. It's like, ooh. And they're talking 100 miles an hour. They're like really speeded out. And I'm like, seriously, not a good idea. So seriously, if I can recommend that you guys try keto over any of these weight loss pills, because my mom and my stepmom both were doing the Fedra, I think it was called back in the day. Fedra, what it was called. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's in the diet pills back in the day. Both of them lost like a bunch of hair, and they got wacky. They both had to get off that, and so they finally got rid of that. This was going to happen with this. Eventually, I think it's going to become illegal eventually, like for people to use in the way they're using, because they're going to have so many people have side effects. So I do not recommend you guys jumping on that train, seriously. If you don't like me, please listen to this one thing for your health, because I'm reading more and more about it, and everything seems horrific to me, because for one thing, you don't want to be messing with your chemistry that much of your body with some medicine. Like, it's really bad that we even have to give Annette meds. We have to, but any sort of thing that's like messing with your brain, messing with your physiology, messing with, all of your hormones, not good, because there's so many side effects, and every medicine has like laundry list of side effects. So I'm like, so don't be like, oh, let me just jump on this thing because people are losing weight. Be like, oh, let me look at the 900 things before. And seriously, so yeah, I'm interested in it now, though, because as it gets more popular, I'm like, I have to read about this. So when I get off the blog, I'm going to educate myself more. I have it up. I'm reading all about it right now. I was just reading about. I was reading about. I first go to Wikipedia usually, read the basis of things. Then I know Wikipedia can be edited, whatever. I go there, read the basis, and then I start reading deeper into things. But I kind of get a general understanding of something first. I feel that Wikipedia kind of gets good blend of idea, but people can edit Wikipedia, so it's not, don't just think that Wikipedia is like, 100%, but I'll usually, when I want to learn about something, I'll first go to Wikipedia, and then after that, I'll start reading like medical journals and things, scientific things, science things. Stay away from people's blogs for the most part. Although listen to mine, I'm just kidding. But sometimes people have some good stuff, but you can get yourself on a wild goose trail with some people's stuff out there. So I try to find things that's actual official, and then I'll, pick and choose that's how I've learned about the stuff that I've learned about for nutrition. But I did learn from other people though, like the beef, I kind of actually got from some girl, I forget her name, but she was talking about that really helped her, that she was struggling with bloating, and that when she found that beef didn't bloat her at all, and I was like, I'm gonna try that, and then she was right. I do not bloat from beef, so that was from a blog, so that was super helpful, and that's been like the basis of my stuff. So you can learn, but you have to be careful because people don't always know what they're talking about, and I don't always know what I'm talking about. So you guys, I'm not no doctor, I ain't no scientist. Richard's a biologist, but I didn't even finish college. I finished high school, and I have an honorable discharge from the Air Force, but I didn't finish college. But anywho, so you know what we've been watching? Big Brother, and I am like locked in. So there's this one guy on there, Tucker. I don't know if you guys are watching the show. Oh my goodness, he is handsome. And he is like killing everybody on the show, like in the sense of beating everybody. I shouldn't say killing, it's probably wrong term. He's beating everybody's ass. It's probably wrong term. He's winning. But he just lost like for the first time. He had won like 6 things in a row because they kept putting him, if you guys don't know the concept of the show, they put people on the block. We get put on the block and taking himself off the block with the veto thing, and went in the house, had household things and stuff. So he won like 6 competitions in a row. But anyways, he just lost. But I've been like watching that, and now it's starting to get boring because the beginning of the show is really interesting because there's like a bunch of people in the house. So if you guys don't know what show I'm talking about, it's on CBS. They have a US one, and they have one in the UK, and they have one in Australia, and they have a couple other countries have it too. And so they put like 16 people in a house for like 3 months, and then they just have to like try to get along, and then they vote each other off, when they don't, whoever, because they're trying to win a prize. Whoever's the last 2 standing, the one wins only like 50,000, the other one wins like 750,000. So it's not really fair. Second place is like 50,000, first place like 750,000, but it's like, eh. So you want to get first place. But anyways, you have to, at the end, all the people that you voted out have to vote who wins. So it's like this little game they got to play, a social game and a physical game, because they play competitions to see who gets voted out. But anywho, we've been watching for years, but it had gotten so boring. Oh my God, for years we were like, this is so stupid, because every year they just teamed up together.
Big Brother right now.
Oh, are they?
It's the live eviction tonight. They just
Oh my gosh.
Do I know who went?
Don't tell me Tucker.